certainly took some strides, Daniel Jeremiah. They went 7-9. That was their best season since an 8-8 short-lived Hugh Jackson campaign back in 2011. We think this is what the Raiders draft war room looks like. We tried to recreate it here in our set on Path to the Draft. What do you see as the needs here as you look at this board?
Well, let's just kind of go through the needs quickly, and let's play around some different scenarios here for the Raiders, what they could do with their first 3 picks. Offensively, I got to tell you, this roster looks pretty good with what they've done in free agency and the draft the last few years. Maybe they could get a young tackle to kind of pair up with this young nucleus they have along the offensive line. But that's nitpicking. Maybe a little more speed at receiver. And then you look down here on the defensive side of the ball. You could get some help here at all 3 levels of the defense. I think this is probably an area they will focus in this draft. Some options in this draft, too, because we have some depth at a couple of these spots. Let's run through a couple scenarios. You ready to roll?
All right, let's do it. Let's start at 14 here.
All right, let's go offensive line first. Talked about getting a young tackle. I love this offensive line. How about you get Jack Conklin here?
And you don't think that's too rich for him?
I don't think so. I think he's somebody you can plug and play at the right tackle position. He's going to bring a nasty attitude, something that Kelechi Osemele also brings to the table. I'd love to see them paired up next to each other. And then let's go ahead and take care of this linebacker position inside. We'll go Josh Perry here in the second round at pick number 44 from Ohio State. It seems like we spend so much time talking about Darren Lee, Andrew. We do not give Perry enough credit.
And I'm going to ask you the same question, but kind of in reverse here. You think Josh Perry is there at 44?
I think he will be there, and I think he'd be a great value for him. And then let's go here now in round number 3. Let's go to wide receiver Ferrell Cooper. One of my favorite guys to watch in this draft class. They pick him up at pick number 75. So you got Conklin, you've got Perry, and you've got Cooper. That's scenario 1. But now let's flip it around a little bit and go with scenario 2. They go corner, a big corner. You pair him up with Sean Smith, who you just brought over, William Jackson. And I know people say Houston, DJ Hayden, are they going to do that again? Totally different players. William Jackson, I think, would be a good fit for them. At 44, you get another wide receiver, Sterling Shepard. Talked about their need to get a little bit more speed at the wide receiver spot. He's somebody that can take the top off the defense. You get him here in round number 2.
And helps in the return game as well.
Exactly. And just an overall toughness. They are building a tough, physical team. And just don't let the size fool you. Sterling Shepard, a very physical, tough football player. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And then now let's come back in round number 3. Let's get our safety here. So we've really fortified this secondary with 2 of the first 3 picks. You get Jalen Mills out of LSU, who has some of that versatility. I think you can drop him down. He can cover as well. But I got to tell you, Reggie Mackenzie doesn't need to be watching us and looking at scenarios. He's done a very good job of rebuilding this entire roster. I like these 2 scenarios, but I have an idea Reggie Mackenzie might have his own thoughts.
And we don't know what Reggie thinks. We do know his first selection, barring a trade, does come up at 14. You mentioned DJ Hayden. Let's run through some of the selections Reggie has made since he took over that Oakland front office. And look, DJ Hayden has had some injury concerns. He was that first-round pick in 2013. Then you had a monster in Khalil Mack, who is truly an elite player at his position. 2015, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper just lit it up last year. Yes, he had some drop issues, certainly, but Amari Cooper seems to be the real deal as they went wide receiver last year in the first round.